when I got into the field, I was embarrassed. Why? Because you see a young boy who came into filmmaking from the street. He enters as a production assistant. He knows how to do sound. He knows how to become a cinematographer. He learns from the street. He has that hands-on experience. Meanwhile, in film school, what were we taught? We were taught theory. We were taught diagrams. We were taught pictures.
You are still to blame.
And then we came out. I had to go back to the street. Now imagine me with my certification. I am learning from a boy.
You went to a bad school. You went to a bad school.
No, it's not about the school.
Without practical.
You made a mistake.
There is no theory that does not come with practical.
You're to blame. You were only passionate on the surface.
Passionate?
That guy you said from the street was passionate inside here, because had it been you were passionate, you would have ironed yourself before even going to a school. What the school does? No, calm down. No, calm down.
You're saying that. You're saying that.
Let me finish.
You're saying that someone in the university is better off.
No, let me finish.
And I'm showing you a classical example of me who was there.
Let me finish.
What was I supposed to do? Passion.
Let me finish now. What the university does, you know, university is not primary school, it's not secondary school. Okay. You go through primary, go through secondary.
Okay, what would I have done?
When you now go into university now refines you.
What would I have done differently in the future?
Had it been you were actually street passionate about what you wanted, filmmaking.
Okay, I would have gone to the street.
No. After you must have learnt the basics. What the university or the school you went to, the acting school would have done to you was to refine you.
You're still saying that. I'm telling you that after
it was as if you didn't go to primary and secondary, you just jumped to the university.
No sex.
Hi everyone, welcome once more to Candid Corner. Here today, I'm not alone. I have a lot of gentlemen, and I'm the only gentle lady here. Yes, gentle lady, you heard me. And we have a guest, so I'm going to start from my left, then we'll go round to the front before I specially introduce my guest. Please, let's know you.
Dear Renewable, thank you so much.
I'm Zeki. You're what?
I'm Zeki.
All right, my name is MC Malam.
Okay, and today we have a special guest in our midst. He's a creative designer. I know he reads a lot of books, and he has this high intellect. He said is it San Clo Abi? Sorry, he tried telling me something about his temperament, but I think I forgot it, but he has something
why don't you allow him to run that? Just allow him to help you. Let him help you and run it.
So, sir, you're welcome. Please tell us your name.
Thank you very much.
Let us know you.
My name is Linus Emmanuel, and the temperament, like you said, is claw flag.
Claw flag, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome to today's segment. And today we're going to be talking about university education. Let me say university education is often regarded as a crucial stepping point, like stepping stone to success. A lot of people will die. You know, if they don't go to the university, they will die. They can kill for it. They will save lots of money for it. And in Nigeria, the value of education has been a subject of debate in recent years. So with the country's education system facing numerous challenges, including inadequate funding, outdated curriculum, shortage of qualified lecturers, and so on and so forth, we're here to deliberate. Is this educational system, the university, is it really worth this time? Is it worth it? So we're going to be throwing questions on our guests, and I'm sure, trust me, he's going to grab it and answer us. Okay. So let's start. Do you think it's worth it before I throw it open for the questions to come in?
Yes, I still believe in the university.
Sorry, Esther, you forgot to mention that our guest here is the campus coordinator. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, Watchman. Which of the
Catholic Watchman? Yeah, charismatic.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. So you were with security there, the Watchman.
Watchman is actually Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal Movement. Is the name of my church.
Oh, is the name of your church?
Yes, but the campus fellowship, I'm the campus coordinator.
Okay.
And you, right?
Yeah, you and some other campuses, some other schools.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Once again, my name is MC Malam.
Thank you.
You're welcome
Okay,
to
sir.
Candid
So back to the question: is university education worth it in Nigeria?
Yes, very well. I still believe in university education. We've not given up on it. Amidst what's going on in the country, but we've not given up on university education. It still has its value. And if you look at the historical value of the university education, the main aim of going to the university is to get your certification and get a job. First is to acquire knowledge. Then the certification is a proof that you've acquired this particular knowledge. And then you get a job in that direction.
Guys, let's fire him. I don't know if it's true.
No, we are not going to fire him. We are here to deliberate on this. Because to me, if you ask me, I will tell you categorically, without mixing word, I will tell you that the university certifications today in this country we are, to me, is worthless. I said it with the following reasons.
Okay.
I am one, a graduate of electrical electronics.
Okay.
And today, what am I doing? Am I practicing that? Even, do you know how many places I've gone to apply for job with that certificate? I have applied in so many places over the years. Even when I know I qualify for this job, I merit this job, with that little certifications, I can't get that same job. So I have to switch. I was privileged to watch a children's program yesterday in NTA TV, and the child said, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot. So that is what I used to say. I have said that over time. When I grow up, I want to be a pilot when I grow up.
Okay.
And I grew up anyhow being a driver. Is that my dream?
You're still growing.
Is that what you're telling me?
Okay.
Now, you're a graduate, you study a particular course. Is that what you're doing today? No. That is why I'm saying, to me in this country, that certificate you're talking about, yeah, I will agree with you. If you say to acquire that knowledge, yes, I went to acquire the knowledge. Are you understand what I'm saying? I have acquired that knowledge. But that small A4 paper is to me, it doesn't work here. Because somebody with a standard 6, somebody with a first school living certificate, what is the difference between me and that person?
Well, there's a difference, Malam, you know.
Intelligent.
No, not intellectually. Sometimes, you know, most people, the mistakes they make before going towards higher institutions, they don't actually have anything. Maybe peer pressure pushes them into yes. It's not as if they didn't actually sit down to what am I going to do in this school? Okay. What's my passion? Can I be able to build on that passion to convert it into portfolio? You understand? Mm-hmm. So you're you're in a country that has a dilapidated power system, that's electrical design, and you're studying electrical. Most people study that EE, right? Yeah. Because of the name. Even I once applied to study EE.
It's heavy.
You know, it got to a time that food was keeping a special date for students who are coming for EE because the number and because of the name. Parents were like electrical, electronics. Mm-hmm. You know, so they are not actually passionate about what they're going for. But had it been earlier on, I wanted to study. What I was passionate about was agriculture. I've always been passionate about animal husbandry, you know, from childhood. So when it got to when I was about writing JAMB, my dad was like, "What are you going for?" I told him, he said, "Who's going to throw away money for that stuff?" You understand it? So he was like, "If I'm not going for medicine, I should forget it." You know. So I ended up trying medicine, Uniben, tried EE, electrical electronics in Futo, you know. I was writing JAMB over and over again.
And you failed.
Now, there is something we need to understand about educational system. Okay. Nigeria is not the standard about education. Nigeria is not the standard. So whatsoever we are facing in the country, we are facing Nigeria. We are not facing the university.
Oh, really?
Do you understand what I'm
saying? That's actually a point.
Nigeria already, the educational system in Nigeria is dilapidated. It's gone. So you won't say because I studied elect and I've not gotten a job. So university as a whole is messed up. You know, the university is not. There are still people that came out to that elect and are working. Mm-hmm. So what you are facing is Nigeria.
Sorry, Mr. Linus. Since we're going back history, in the second quarter of 2024, according to National Bureau of Statistics, it was stated clearly that the unemployment rate amongst people with post-primary and secondary school qualification was at 4.8%, while that of just primary education was at 2.8%. Now the question is, why is the unemployment rate with those, among those with post-secondary school qualification is quite higher than that of those with just primary education?
It still boils down to the same thing I'm saying, that whatever you're facing in the employment section is the country. It's not the university.
So it's not the university.
It's not the university. It's
okay,
the country.
let me share a relatable story. I had a classmate. Let me not say classmate. Right. I was in a secondary school. We were together. His name is Obi. Now, in my SS3, we wrote JAM. All of us. Obi wasn't interested. He went into, our Igbo brothers do, the apprenticeship system.
Okay.
So while we were writing JAM, while we were struggling for admission, Obi already went into internship. So he started learning how to sell spare parts. So we spent years. Someone like me, I wrote JAM twice. Some of my mates stayed up to 3-4 years at home. So by the time I was in my second year, Obi was in his 4th year with what? Apprenticeship. And in his 5th year, Obi was settled. He got his own shop. He was the first to marry amongst all of us. He was the first to buy a car. And he was the first to become successful.
Okay.
He never entered the 4 walls of the university.
Okay.
Now, for all of us that went through the university route, we are playing catch up to Obi today.
Now, let me say something.
Is that still a Nigerian thing?
Let me say something.
Yes, please.
You went into university.
Yes, please.
Obi did not go into university like you cited.
Yeah.
And he went into skill learning.
Yeah.
Let's assume I had admission in university to study computer science, to get a BSc on computer science, and someone still went to study the same thing but not in university, maybe self-taught, or maybe someone just taught the person around. This person, after 3 years has graduated, he now has his own business. You understand? He's running it. And then I came out after 4 years, let's assume in a country where the system is not this bad.
Now, if we are bringing the country into
context, let's still come back to the country.
Okay.
Let's still come back to the country. And I finish up after the 4 years, the computer science, I finish up. And then I get a job. You understand? Okay. After studying computer science for 4 years, I get a job. And this guy that went into this training, let's say we went to the federal government to apply for, or to introduce a company, or to apply for, propose. Maybe the federal government wants to give us
a contract.
A contract, yeah, kind of. So we are both to apply, and Obi, who is very good with his skills, has learned, he's perfect. I've also gotten my own skills, and I have a certification. Who do you think the government will take first?
We are not talking about the government granting any.
No, it's on the same track. It's on the same track now. With certification, yes.
What we are saying is this. So what we are saying is this: on a level ground, all right, education versus entrepreneurship. What comes out?
They are both good. They are both good.
I'm not against education. Now, I'm just saying. MC Malam said, is it still worth it? Is it worth the time? Is it worth the energy?
Yes.
Because good and fine, the world we are today, I don't need to enter the 4 walls of a university to learn anything. The world has gone digital. I can be in the comfort of my home, and I said I don't need that A4 paper like MC Malam said, and I still learn what I need to learn. Now, apart from hands-on field...
I'm sorry to cut you short. At the end of the day, it's not really all about money.
Sorry, can I say something?
Right. Yes, please.
Now, it depends on your drive and passion. You understand? If an auxiliary nurse comes out, and a nurse that studied BSc comes out, you understand? You will not tell me that A4 paper. Because if it comes to employing them... Let me finish. If it comes to employing them, you can employ two of them, even if 2 of them are working in the same hospital.
But the salary won't be the same.
It cannot be the same with the auxiliary nurse.
Yes.
I don't know if you are getting my point. So the certificate is there is no company now that you present in this country that you present certificates. I just went for, there was one company they just called me to come around. they were employing people. If you don't have certificate, they won't even listen to you.
Now, we are being relative here
Okay.
in terms of whatever course you're studying.
All right.
Now, let's use tech, all right, for
Okay.
example. Nobody really cares your certificate in tech. It is your hands-on experience.
That's not true.
No,
That's not
it's
true.
not true. No, it's
That's
not.
not true.
It's
What
not.
are we-
In
what-
tech,
I'm into tech.
people care about
What are
certificates.
we saying?
Yeah,
Like,
they do. Please.
Sorry.
What
I was
now
discussing with her.
I'm going to say something.
Sorry, I was discussing with her, and she asked me, "Do you do front end?" I told her I'm trying to get a certification, and she asked, "How much?" I told her the amount I was paying. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh," I told her yes, because after I'm certified, that my certificate they use it to give me a job.
Yes.
A direct job.
When I say something, I'm not saying from the background of what I'm told. I'm a cybersecurity specialist.
Okay.
I do front end, I do back
Back
end.
end. Okay.
I have no certification in these fields, but I work with companies outside Nigeria. I work with companies in Nigeria. Because of what? My hands-on experience.
So that means
I
you
don't need
learned it as a
certification.
skill.
That's what I'm saying. Now,
But there are definitely places you go to and they ask for your
But
certificates.
it's a limitation.
Yes,
It's
it
not-
This
is.
certification of you guys are
It
talking
is.
about, sorry, let me come in. The certification you guys are talking about here is only matters here. Now, some years ago, I've been privileged to work with some German guys. What they ask you is, what can you do?
Exactly.
They ask you, what can you do?
Exactly.
They employ you based on what you can do.
What if you ask what can I do and I lie to you?
They're going to put you to test.
And then I feel that
Then you go.
Then they keep wasting their time.
No, not wasting their time.
Certification
I'm not saying certification is bad, but it doesn't work here. That is
everywhere.
my take it to me. And listen to it doesn't work here.
It works everywhere.
For my brother, you went and studied animal, whatever. Today, what are you doing? You're a carpenter. What are we saying? It doesn't work. The system here does not allow that to work. Look at, for instance, sorry, my brother, 1 minute. Look at, for instance, I went for an interview somewhere around this airport here. I am married the job. We are going to talk about certification. And a couple that just finished his service, that has never gotten any working experience, was given that job. So what are we saying?
Was that her field?
That wasn't her field.
Okay, that's connection based. I think that's connection. That's Nigeria based. That's Nigeria based. Yeah.
It's a young couple that just left the camp.
The country is beating down the educational system of the country doesn't mean university or education system is bad.
Yes.
Because
we're not saying it's bad. We are saying, is it worth the time? Is it worth spending? No.
Let him finish.
The problem we are facing in the north now is as a result of them not buying into
what problem are we facing in the north?
Illiteracy, high level of illiteracy.
Okay.
What the university or higher learning institution gives you that Obi doesn't have is rational thinking.
And you think he doesn't?
No. That is why sometimes people say, did you allow university pass through you or you pass through university?
There are a lot of people today, university pass through them.
No, at some point in life, you know you need it. Yes. You need that experience. If you take me now to Ladipo in Lagos, and an average Igbo spare part billionaire who is very rich, even richer like 100 million richer than I am, he's talking on this particular issue that affects the nation. And I'm talking. Someone who's past will know the difference.
No, that's a personal development.
No,
you don't go there. Because we have graduates today. I was in the bank the other day and I saw a copper. And this copper was struggling to spell 1,000. It's personal, no.
We have people who came into
that is relative.
Just make a blanket
Just like
that
what
is
he
relative.
said.
It's personal development.
University did not pass through her, but she passed through university.
Exactly the same thing.
So it's just like what he said.
Same thing we are saying. The same Ladipo he used as an example. There are people there that speak and you don't know that they've not been to university. So it's personal development.
No, very few.
No.
Very few.
Now let's get this right. For you to be able to communicate in English, communicate perfectly. It's
I'm
not an
talking
object
about
of
language.
No, it's okay.
Do you know? Okay, sorry, Devon. Do you know?
Mindset.
It's not a function of university.
Do you know what university teaches you?
It doesn't teach you the reading and writing.
Let's forget about the certification and everything.
Okay.
And being a confirmed. It teaches you relativity, how to relate, among yours, being social. That's why in university you have some kind of program.
No, so the university teaches social life more than the street.
No, calm down. Apart from teaching, you live those life for.
And you can't live it in the street.
No, there are mistakes you do in the campus. You'll be corrected naturally. Nobody's correcting you. You're like, okay, man, I messed up. You do it over and over again. So what? I'm not talking about people who just pass through school as if they are a Fulani headsmen. I'm talking about people who actually attended the university, sucked it in, slept in it, relived it. When you see them, you know you don't have to be a billionaire. It's in here.
Zex, whatever social experience that you get from the university, the street teaches it times 10.
No.
That's not true.
No, that's not true. Everything doesn't boil down to money. Everything doesn't boil down to money.
No, but the subject of this discussion.
Do you know why the country is the way it is? Because the country is giving more opportunities to people who are intellectually keyed. They are giving less opportunity than those that don't even.
Come again, Zex.
Okay, please, guys, hold on. Let's not steal the show away from our guest. He has a lot to tell us. He has so much to tell us. So don't forget, you're throwing questions to him, and he's going to help us break it down, please. Let's just stick to the pattern.
I was trying to say some degrees. Okay, some jobs actually requires degrees. Like, why we still need the university? Why it's still very valuable in the society? Because if you look at courses like medicine and surgery, law, nursing, they still require these degrees, these university degrees.
So we can agree that it is not everything.
It is everything.
It is everything.
Yes.
Now, I was watching a program yesterday. I was on social media. I stumbled on a video, Chinese children. Now, these are folks who are not introduced into the university system. They are introduced into a vocational system where they are learning how to mold blocks, that's bricklaying. Some are taught textile production, and some are taught diverse skills. Now, these are children who grow up, and the parents see that they have this love and passion. They are hands-on. It is not every child that needs the university.
No,
this is the problem we have.
The fact is that
we try to force.
Yes, I understand that.
If I don't want to be
you understand? I believe that the fact is that
your drive and passion.
If I don't want to be an educationist and I don't want to tour the professional route of medicine, let's say I want to become a musician. I don't need the university.
You need to go to school. You need to go to school, please. Let's. For me, I know that so many people. Wait now, I know that so many people that are teaching others, they went to school.
No. Okay.
Apart from the fact that they will come back. Hold on. They will come back and pour out this knowledge to you. They will come back and teach you what they were taught back then in school. You understand? But you don't have to go to that school to do it. But you have to be taught, right? Okay, let's take for instance those Chinese that you're talking about. They learn. It's school stuff. Now there are some universities that teaches textile. There are some universities that teaches medicine as a course. Yes, here in Nigeria. Yes, which they do. I don't need to mention them. There are departments like that. We have the arts department, right? They teaches all those things. Fine art. They teach all those things because they teach you molding. You don't have to. You don't have to say you need to go to school before.
Davido's father had to create his own department of his own university.
You understand?
Because he was aware that the guy needed that certificate.
Sorry. Let me pick what you said. You said name most of the musicians that
I wanted to ask
successful today. Hold on.
I don't need to go into the university
to become a successful musician.
How many of the ones we know actually went?
Many of them have done online coaching.
Can you mention?
Online.
Can you mention?
Plenty of them. Plenty.
He's asking you a question.
Let me say,
He's asking you.
Yes.
what we do basically in Nigeria here is not music. Those things are just beats and we sing to them.
Okay.
You understand? If you want to talk about music, music is a broad course of its own.
Yes.
You study the basics of music. You study the lines and the spaces. I play the keyboard. You understand? Before I started playing keyboard, I needed to study music first. You understand? The people that actually do music are the producers.
Okay.
Do you understand? They are the people that write the songs, not the people that sing it. They are actually the people that produce the music. Are you following? Those people that come on screen, sing, they are not the people that anchors the music that you listen to.
Do I need to go to a university?
They
to
all
learn,
studied it.
No, to learn music.
Let's assume the producer didn't go to university. How will the sound come out?
You're getting wrong. We are talking about a university degree. We are talking about Zex. We are talking about a university degree. As MC Malam calls it, the A4 paper. I don't need to go to the university to study music. That is what I'm saying.
Most of the producers, 90% studied music.
Listen now. I don't need to go to the university to study music. I can study music without entering the four walls of the university.
But
That's
you
what
won't
we are
have the
saying.
broad knowledge now. That's
So
what he's trying to
broad
say.
knowledge
So
I'm talking about.
what certifies that you studied music?
Okay.
And you even just
What's
use
the proof
the
that
word.
you
You even
studied?
just use the word study.
What's the proof?
See, let's get something right.
All right.
I started by saying I'm not against the university. But we are living in a time and an age where you can gain whatever skills you want to gain and gain the hands-on experience you want to gain without entering the four walls of the university.
But you still learn now. You still learn. Somebody has to teach you.
Study doesn't have to be in the university.
How do you even define success?
We're not talking.
Please, let's not divert. Remember, we're saying is university education worth it? Is university education worth it?
The essence of being in university. I'm talking about being successful. How do you define success?
No, I'm not talking about being successful. I'm saying that you can learn whatever you want to learn without
going
entering
to-
the four walls.
What kind of society are we going to have in Nigeria, in Africa, if we relegate university in its totality to the background?
Nobody is relegating it.
We are not relegated it.
We no longer have nonsense.
No, I said here that I've been consistent with what I've been saying. I, as a person, I know I want to do something for myself. This is what I want to become. There are things I don't need to go and spend and waste 4 or 5 years in the university for. I said if I don't want to be an educationist, which is important, I pass through the university. If I don't want to be a professional, if I don't want to tour the route of maybe medicine, maybe law, that is required that I need a degree. Let's say I want to become a footballer. Do I need to go to the university? Mark Zuckerberg is a dropout, for crying out loud, but he's one of the richest and biggest.
Football is not a course now. Football is not a course.
He was a dropout.
He was in his finals.
Was he a dropout?
Facebook was his project.
You know, actually met.
Have you heard?
Was he a dropout?
Facebook was his project.
Was
Really?
he a project? Zex, was he a
When you say
dropout?
dropout, you're talking about someone entered year 1 and left year 2.
No. Did he use the degree to do Facebook?
He was already a finished material in Harvard.
How was he a finished material when he was a dropout?
Someone was in his
Final year. You've been learning year 1, year 2, year 3, year final year.
Did he need? Esther, what's your topic? Did he need the degree? What's your topic?
But he was actually taught. He was taught. Now the university for him was worth it because that's what he used to do Facebook.
University helps panel beat you.
Okay,
You understand?
Mr. Linus.
That was what I said initially about
Yeah.
passion and drive.
Yeah.
You understand? University helps give you direction.
Okay.
So when you are now done, when you've gotten that knowledge, that certification is a proof that you've gotten this thing, that this person has gone through this university and has gotten this knowledge. So when you are going out into the world, you now present that this is what I learned.
Okay.
Are you getting the point? So you need that guidance. And then you need that certification to prove that this
I'm going to set another.
Let me understand.
Okay.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
This institution, this place is an institution. If you are studying here, this is your university.
Yeah.
And if you are done studying here, they give you a certification. You can work anywhere with that certification they are giving you.
Okay, let me use myself as an example.
Hold on. If you go for an online course, that is a university.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, if you do
It's
an online,
higher
that's
education,
university,
higher
it's
education.
And if you are done, they give you a certification.
Now, okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. I finished from microbiology.
Okay.
Now, same thing Zex was trying to say. I wasn't in love with it. I've always wanted to do film. I wasn't in love with microbiology. I did it just to satisfy my parents. So when I was done with microbiology, I dropped the certification for them and I went for what I wanted, which was filmmaking. So I went into a film school and did what I needed to do. Now, let me shock you. I came out of film school. The first contract I had with African Magic. When I got into the field, I was embarrassed. Why? Because you see a young boy who came into filmmaking from the street. He enters as a production assistant. He knows how to do sound. He knows how to become a cinematographer. He learns from the street. He has that hands-on experience. Meanwhile, in film school, what were we taught? We were taught theory. We were taught diagrams. We were taught pictures.
You're still to blame.
And then we came out. I had to go back to the street. Now imagine me with my certification. I am learning from a boy.
You went to a bad school. You went to a bad school.
No, it's not about the school.
Without theory, without practical,
you made a mistake.
There is no theory that does not come with practical.
You're to blame. You were only passionate on the surface.
Passionate?
That guy you said from the street was passionate inside here, because had it been you were passionate, you would have ironed yourself before even going to a school. What the school does? No, calm down. No, calm down.
You're saying that. You're saying that.
Let me finish.
You're saying that someone in a university is better.
No, let me finish.
And I'm showing you a classical example of me who was there.
Let me finish.
What was I supposed to do? Passion.
Let me finish now. What the university does, you know, university is not primary school, it's not secondary school.
Okay.
You go through primary, go through secondary.
Okay,
When
what would I have done
you now go into
differently?
university now refines you.
What would I have done differently in the film school?
Had it been you were actually street passionate about what you wanted, filmmaking.
Okay, I would have gone to the street.
No. After you must have learnt the basics. What the university or the school you went to, the acting school would have done to you was to refine you.
You're still saying that. I'm telling you that after
it was as if you didn't go to primary and secondary, you just jumped to the university.
No,
that was what that street guy had.
Yes,
exactly. You're contradicting.
Let me tell you what school does to you.
No,
Calm down.
You didn't get me right.
Just give me 2 minutes.
You didn't claim me sex.
No, I know. You come back. Let me. A comedian once said that the necessity of education or university. Let me just give you differences. A prostitute that didn't get educated and the one that got educated. There's a difference between customer afana and hey mister, how are you doing? How's the day today? You look tired. Then there's this Nigerian billionaire. You must have heard about the Okoya family.
Oh, yeah.
The Eleganza. He left in primary school or secondary school. He dropped out to enter business and is very successful today. Then Prince Eze Arthur in Anambra State, one of the biggest oil smuggler in Africa. He's even penetrating Venezuela as we are speaking now. He later even went abroad to further his university education. You know, the kind of jobs he handles is international. As in his clients, with Okoya's clients. Okoya is limited to mostly Nigerian markets.
People.
You know? Then Elon Musk went to the uni. He was passionate about tech and the whole thing and investment. The same thing with Warren Buffett. The same thing with Zuckerberg. Those guys had passion. But what the university did was refining them. Same thing with Albert Einstein, the man who discovered the nuclear bomb. So that's it. So you need the university.
Let's have our guest also. So sir, you're trying to say that the university education is worth it.
Yes.
Now, Malam said something about going to school, then you end up not practicing what you studied, and you said something about passion and drive. So that you're trying to say that we should mold our children to grow up to kind of study what they were practicing when they were young, right?
Exactly. What they love.
What they love.
What they are passionate
Like
about.
he said he really had interest in husbandry, animal husbandry. That means the parents were supposed to guide him to study animal husbandry, not electronic that will keep him searching and searching for jobs in Nigeria. When you were supposed to be following Aboki around and be calling their cow.
Another thing is the educational system in Nigeria has primary school, has secondary school from JS1 to 3, then has SS1 where you do all the subjects. Then from SS2, you can choose to go into science or arts or commercial. There's a reason for that, so that you know the direction you are going. You know what you have love for. You know what to be able to take. Are you following? So that when you now leave, that's SS2, SS3. When you now leave into the university, this is what you've accepted to study. So when you are going into the university, you are going with your whole heart prepared to face whatsoever comes with it. You've prepared yourself from SS1, SS2. You've prepared yourself for that science. Are you following? Because I'm saying this because there was something you said about there was a statement you made. So about somebody coming from the streets. This person has been preparing from down. So hold on. So if you're actually going for film, you just went into film school. You've not gotten the basics this person has gotten from down.
So this person that didn't go to the film school gets the experience, but I that have gone to the progress of the university didn't get the hands-on experience. What are we even saying?
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, sir. We are saying that it doesn't work.
Okay, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. So, if you had gone into the film school with the same passion and drive this person has, learning, hold on, you just focused on what you are being taught in the school.
What took him there the first day? What took him there? If not the passion and drive, brother.
Let me finish, sir.
It seems you guys are never listening to what he's saying.
What took me there?
Let me finish.
Okay,
Let me finish. Allow me to land.
Land.
So, if you enter into the university to study filmmaking, like you said, there are some ideas. Not everything will be given to you at that point. Not every. That school is meant to guide you on what you already know, on what you already have.
What did I have?
From university, from secondary school, like I said before, they've guided you that you're going to study science. You've gotten the mind that, okay, this is what I'm going to study. Even during JAM classes. So what university does is to, like you said, refine you and give you more knowledge to add up to what you already have.
So let me
wait. Before you can study medicine and surgery, you need to have the basics of science. You need to know biology,
chemistry.
You need to know chemistry, you need to know physics. So they first of all give you those basics. From your secondary school, you need to have those basics first. So what they do is they build on the basics, they build on the foundation. So you did not have that foundation. What you just entered, jumped in. It's just like you didn't write WAEC, you just jumped into university.
Mr.
Are you following? Hold on.
Mr. Linus. No, you're not getting. You're contradicting everything.
I'm not contradicting. He's telling you how it is.
Let me get to him. Mr. Linus, let's get this straight.
He said it's because he wanted to blow. That was why
I go into film school. Yeah.
Oh God.
And then I am given a curriculum. Are you saying that it is in my own place not to follow the curriculum of the school?
You're supposed to go for extra study. Go for lesson.
You didn't go for lesson. I spent the millions I spent in the school.
How many months?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
To be a superstar. Man.
Wow.
So I spent the money I spent in millions. And then I spent the 3 years. And then someone else in the street spends the same 3 years on the street. And knows every single thing that I come out to come and learn again in the street. What are we saying?
Because you jumped.
What are you saying?
Those people were thinking, okay, you are building on someone that already has.
Yeah, that certificate.
No, you don't need to have a.
All right, guys. We've taken so much time already. So, to our guest, all of us were just going to give him one last shot of question, and he answers and gives us a parting shot. So this last question will be like your parting shot, and he answers, and then he now says his own final parting shot. So starting with you.
Mr. Linus, would you confidently say that where you are now is a product of your university degree?
What? Confidently say that where I am is
where you are right now is a product of your university degree?
Now, I have 2 degrees actually. One is from the university, and one is from an online university, which are 2 institutions. So I am not using the physical university, I'm using the online university. So where I am, whatsoever I'm doing now, is as a result of that
Online university.
Which means the first university you
I
went
have
to.
2 degrees, so I can decide to use anyone.
Right.
So I decided to use the online.
So please,
Mr.
Malam.
Linus, my question is very simple. As you're seated here, what will you advise, or what will your advice to the younger generation? Perhaps some want to go to school to acquire the basic knowledge, and eventually some will drop out on the way. And some actually goes there, desire passionately going to get just that A4 paper. While some are on the street learning the basics of
the A4 paper.
the microphones and whatever field of their endeavors. Sir, who among these 3 set of kids or children do you think, in your knowledge, that will be most successful in a short period of time? This one goes to university 4 years, this one learns a trade for 4 years, and this one is on the street for 4 years.
What I would say, I would use something to, let me use this parable. You are cooking noodles, he's cooking beans, I'm cooking rice. Yours will get done faster.
Okay.
Secondly, the rice and then the beans. But when we are done cooking, which one satisfies me? Among the rice,
that's
the noodles,
that's another parable for
Who
parable.
satisfies more?
That's the things.
the beans, right?
Yeah.
So it's not by the quick success, it's by the longevity. Like
No, success
when
is
you
not
get
determined by the
when you finally get this success, how long will it last?
In as much as
How long can it keep you?
in as much as your success,
and also-
in as much as that success is not diabolic.
No.
One, in as much as it's not
The end point is success.
The end point is success, no doubt.
That's what we are
So
saying.
there is short term and long term.
So
There
you're
is one
saying
there is one that
those
when
who
you
don't
get
go to the
it,
university
there's one
short
that when you get it, you are not satisfied. You need another one. You
Okay.
understand? But there is one that when you get it, you hit big. It keeps you. Do you understand? It makes you a big man. In fact, you come out outstanding.
So that
Do
means you
understand?
get
And
that
that
one
is-
from
so
the
I'm trying to-
university.
Yes, I'm trying to give you like what you said. I'm not limiting success to the university. I'm not limiting it to the university.
Now we're talking.
I'm not limiting it to the university,
No, we're talking.
but the university is very much needed. Do you understand? I'm not limiting success. If you whatsoever
No,
you
we're
feel like
talking.
doing, I'm not
No,
limiting
it's,
it.
we are,
And
all
also,
of us are saying the same thing.
and also there is
talking.
this.
Oh, no, we're not saying
yes,
now we are talking.
yes. What
There is this-
It's only sex that is saying a different thing.
No,
I'm not limiting
No,
it.
it's
I'm
not.
not limiting it. But then there is this phrase they use in the Nigerian system that school is scam. I would advise the younger generation to take off that mindset. If you want to study something in the university and you have a passion for it, go for it. Nigeria, like I said before, is not a standard for university. We don't use Nigeria to judge university. Nigeria can happen to anybody. So if you have a course in mind, you want to study, go for it.
All right, Mr.
Don't limit
Zex.
yourself to Nigeria. Don't limit yourself.
Your
to-
final question to our guest.
Okay, Mr. Linus, as a campus coordinator, I'm sure you must have come across other people's experiences, either they've narrated their experiences or on campus and the challenges they've been facing. So what are those things you feel can actually be done differently to bring a better outcome in students graduating from the university? What are those things you feel that can be done differently, that are being done in a way that it's not supposed to be, that could actually be done in a better way?
Actually, in the university, a lot of students face major discouragements, both from lecturers, from parents, from colleagues. There are some colleagues that would want to put this mind in them that after we finish this school, last we go still go to find work. There are some lecturers that even while the students, yeah,
If you don't find, you will learn.
there are some lecturers also that even while you're in the school, they will tell you this thing you are doing, nothing there is nothing that will come out of you. Like they will give you this discouragement fact. In fact, you will see yourself as, what am I even doing in this school? So these are part of the, from lecturers. Not this. I'm not talking of students. From lecturers will naturally discourage you, and also from the school system. The school discourages students.
Strike for 2 years.
School discourages students. In fact, I experienced the 2020. Okay, after the COVID-19. I experienced a long strike, and that was my final year also.
That was 8 months. That strike went for 8 months. 8 months, 8 to 9 months.
At some point, that was when I was thinking of, am I still going to return? I had that mind. Am I still going to return? But then there was this drive that you started just finish. You started just finish. If not, I would have just sat back, because at that time I was already in my tech school. I was already learning skills online, so I decided to just focus on it. I used that 8 months to
get more
things. Yes.
certificates.
So, like I said, let's not limit it to the university alone. Success is all round. And
Okay,
in the campus setting, students are often discouraged. But what we can do to help them, like, and that was the question he asked, right? What we can do to help them. I think the schools should, like what they do, first class students, they give them automatic employment to some schools that I've seen, like my school, they do it. So I think schools should encourage this process. They should not just be first class. They should not limit it to just first class graduates. They should at least second class upper. Because there are some second class upper students that is just, I think, 1 or 2 grades
points
that brings them to a hand. So they should also support second class upper. So that when people see that, okay, there is a sure impact, they will push for it. Because if you are just pushing for first class, it's difficult. So they should also support second class. And lecturers should be, I think they need their own orientation. Lecturers need their own orientation on how to talk to students, because whatsoever they are the leaders here, whatsoever they tell the students is what they go home with. So they need their own orientation. They should talk to lecturers as well. They should learn to be fathers to these students.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I know you've tried to convince most people that university education is actually worth it, and for some of us, I know no, it's not worth it. It's a waste of time and all that. So
university certification.
Education, it's education. So I want you to finally close with looking for how to convince us more that the education system in Nigeria is worth it.
Well, education system in Nigeria is not worth it. I'll be very sincere. But university.
But you said it's worth it.
No, university certificate is worth it.
Okay,
but
university education
is
worth it. Okay, but in Nigeria is not worth it.
Yes, it's not worth it.
Okay.
So I was trying to rephrase what you said.
So are you discouraging our?
No, I'm not discouraging. No.
Okay, so they should.
I said educational.
Because what you're saying now, if somebody wants to look at you as a mentor, the person now will not want their children to be schooled here in Nigeria, because you've already said it's not worth it.
If there is how.
So you're telling them now to hustle more and send their children abroad,
if
right?
you have the money, I would advise, if you have the money,
if you can afford it.
You can afford it. But then if you want to study in Nigeria and you don't have the money to go abroad, you want to study in Nigeria and you have a passion for it. It's not just studying because other people are studying. You have a passion for it. Go for it. Do it well. Do it with all your might. The Bible says, "Seest thou a man that is diligent in his work, he stands before kings and not just before mean men." So if you go into the university and you are intentional about what you're studying, you come out with good grades, I believe you're going to smash it.
Like we want to study in Nigeria and make it in Nigeria, you can study husbandries.
You can study anything.
All right, guys.
I have somebody that studied agric, like that, like you said.
Yeah.
He's currently working in Abuja today. He studied agric, came out with first class. He was very intelligent, but he said he doesn't want medicine. He doesn't want nursing. He wants to study agriculture.
Doesn't want electrical, electronics.
Yes, he's studying. He's working in Abuja today. It's one of the big companies.
Okay, guys, we've finally come to the end of this segment, and I believe you've heard it, and you can actually convince yourself either to support the Nigerian education system or to oppose it. The choice is yours. But do well to drop a comment on the comment section. And if you want us to talk more about this topic, or you have any topic you want us to talk about, please comment it on the comment section. We're so happy to have you watch us. And we say thank you so much. And we're going to say all bye.